Welcome back to the channel where history, mystery, and numismatic treasures collide to reveal stories behind some of the rarest and most astonishing coins ever discovered, and today we're diving deep into the shocking tale of a 1999 1-cent coin that has stunned collectors, appraisers, and auction houses around the world with its jaw-dropping estimated value of $85 million. A single copper-plated zinc penny that has captured imaginations not merely because of its age or origin but due to the incredible and rare minting errors, production anomalies, and a series of misstrikes that have combined into a perfect storm of numismatic wonder. And what we're about to uncover is not only a window into the mechanics of the Denver Mint's production process during the tail end of the 20th century but also a reflection of how a small, overlooked denomination can skyrocket in value when the stars align with critical minting mistakes, collector demand, and sheer historical intrigue. So if you think pennies are just small change, get ready to change your mind, because this is the sensational saga of the 1999 penny that's worth more than a Beverly Hills mansion and has become the crown jewel in the world of American-era coins. And as we trace the lineage and profile of this specific coin, we begin with understanding the minting environment of 1999, a year when the U.S. Mint was transitioning its focus from the circulating coin designs of the 20th century toward the grand new series of the 50 state quarters, which began in 1999. And with so much operational pressure on quality control and bulk minting volume, especially from the Denver Mint, it's no surprise that mistakes slipped through. But what makes this particular 1999 1-cent coin so different, so valuable, and so historically significant lies in a unique constellation of mint errors that are each valuable in their own right, yet appear simultaneously in this single specimen, starting first with the most obvious of these flaws, a double die obverse that affects not just the lettering like the word Liberty or the date 1999 but also Lincoln's profile itself, which is unusually distorted. And unlike more common double die errors where duplication is limited to the motto or the date, this specimen shows clear doubling in Lincoln's jawline, his coat, and the inner areas of his cheek, suggesting a severe misalignment during the hubbing process. And that is just the beginning, because under magnification, the coin reveals a bizarre planchet anomaly, a condition known as a split planchet before striking, meaning the metal blank had begun separating before the strike occurred, resulting in a surface with hairline cracks and unusual texture inconsistencies that add to the coin's uniqueness. And then we encounter another twist. This penny was mistakenly struck on a foreign planchet, likely intended for a coin from a different country, which is thinner and slightly undersized, causing the coin's rim to be off center and creating a weak strike effect near the outer edges. And yet there is still more, because this coin displays what numismatists call a broad strike error, where the coin was struck without the restraining collar in place, allowing the metal to expand beyond the normal boundaries, and this creates a wide, flat appearance that distorts the design in unexpected ways and adds another layer of rarity to the already extraordinary characteristics. And adding to the mystique, the reverse side shows signs of die clash, where the obverse and reverse dies collided without a planchet between them, leaving behind ghost-like impressions of the obverse design on the reverse side and vice versa, which in this case results in faint outlines of Lincoln's image behind the Lincoln Memorial Building and slight hints of the building steps peeking through Lincoln's portrait on the front. And all of this is made even more dramatic by a partial off-center strike, which places about 15% of the coin's design shifted to the right, meaning part of the lettering is clipped and incompletely formed, creating a visually striking appearance that's immediately recognizable to collectors who seek dramatic minting mishaps. And if that weren't enough, this coin also exhibits a rare form of die cut on the reverse near the E pluribus unum inscription, where a piece of the die broke off, resulting in a raised, blob-like lump of metal where design detail should be. And this cut not only makes the coin one of a kind but also gives vital insight into the deterioration of the die that produced it. And when all of these elements are combined, double die obverse, split planchet, foreign planchet strike, broad strike, die clash, off-center strike, and die cut, we're looking at a coin that could theoretically exist in infinite combinations but almost never occurs in one place. And that is exactly why experts believe the 1999 1-cent coin in question is worth as much as $85 million in the right auction setting, especially when considering the coin's near-mint state condition, the extreme rarity of having multiple significant errors coexisting on one specimen, and its provenance tied to a high-profile discovery during a coin roll hunt in Colorado, where the finder was a retired metallurgist who immediately recognized the signs of multiple striking anomalies and preserved the coin in a climate-controlled environment before submitting it for expert grading and authentication, which confirmed its astonishing characteristics and assigned it a grade of MS-65 with error notations that broke records at the grading agency, and what's even more incredible is that no other known 1999 D1 cent coin has ever displayed this exact combination of errors, making this coin a true unicorn in the numismatic world. And as collectors and investors speculate about its eventual sale, analysts are already comparing it to the most famous error coins in American history, such as the 1955 double die Lincoln cent, the 1943 copper penny, and the 2004 Wisconsin quarter with the extra leaf, but this 1999 D error penny surpasses them all in terms of error density and visual impact, meaning its appeal extends beyond serious collectors into the realm of high net worth individuals and hedge fund-backed collectors who see ultra-rare coins as tangible assets in a volatile market. And with the growing interest in coin collecting among younger demographics, driven in part by social media and viral stories like this one, the future value of this coin could rise even higher, especially if it appears at a public auction and garners media attention for its sheer unlikelihood and breathtaking value. And while many pennies from 1999 are still circulating and commonly found in change, this specific D-mint version stands alone as a monument to the unpredictable artistry and chaos of the minting process, where a machine-bound operation accidentally gave birth to a masterpiece. And as we continue to track this coin's journey from discovery to authentication and eventually to its record-breaking valuation, we invite you to consider the untapped treasures in your own pocket change, the stories hiding behind worn copper and zinc, and the thrilling possibility that a humble penny could one day make you a millionaire or more. So stay tuned, keep watching, and be sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss another deep dive into the world of rare coins and unbelievable numismatic finds that continue to shock and amaze collectors across the globe. Next. Today, we're about to unravel one of the most intriguing, shocking, and high-stakes tales in modern numismatics, the story of the 1992 D Lincoln 1-cent coin, a coin that looks ordinary to the casual observer but harbors secrets and mistakes so rare that one particular specimen has been rumored and documented to have fetched a staggering $38 million. And by the time we're done diving into the labyrinth of errors, minting flukes, rarity, and the sheer unpredictability of coin production, you'll understand exactly why this tiny copper-colored disc has become one of the most talked about, obsessively searched for, and highly valued cents in history. So buckle up, because what you're about to hear will change how you look at pocket change forever. The story begins in the United States Mint in Denver, Colorado, during a year when the U.S. economy was experiencing turbulence. Technological advances were being integrated into older minting systems, and small oversights in mint quality control began slipping through the cracks. Amidst this context, the 1992 D penny came into circulation, outwardly appearing like any other 1-cent piece with Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the familiar Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, but beneath its ordinary shell were the anomalies that set the stage for an astounding numismatic explosion years later. And chief among those anomalies is the infamous close AM error, a defining mistake that has made a few specimens of the 1992 D-cent worth astronomical sums of money. Normally, on the reverse of Lincoln Memorial cents from 1989 to 1992, the AM in the word America is spaced out clearly, known as the wide AM variety, but in the case of this error, the letters A and M are almost touching, indicating the use of a proof reverse die meant for special collector's editions, mistakenly paired with a circulation strike. And what makes this even more intriguing is that the use of such a die was not intended for any Denver minted circulation coins, making the existence of a 1992 D close AM a monumental blunder. Only a handful are confirmed to exist, possibly fewer than 10 in the world, which is what catapulted one verified specimen to be auctioned and privately traded for an astounding $38 million, setting an industry record and spurring a frenzy among collectors. But the close AM is only the beginning of this coin's journey through error-infused fame. The 1992 D penny has also surfaced with double die obverse errors, particularly visible in the inscriptions, "In God We Trust, Liberty," and the date, 1992, where noticeable ghost-like doubling has occurred due to die misalignment during the striking process, a rare mechanical failure that further enhances the coin's appeal to advanced collectors and professionals. In some cases, the coin has shown die cracks across Lincoln's shoulder and hairline, which, although more common than the close AM, become especially valuable when combined with other errors, creating unique one-of-a-kind hybrids that collectors are willing to pay premium prices for. There are also reports of off-center strikes, where the image on the coin is visibly shifted away from the center due to the blank planchet not being properly aligned within the collar at the moment of striking, leading to dramatic visual errors that collectors cherish for their visual oddity and mint history relevance. And this becomes even more compelling when the off-center strike still includes a full readable date and mint mark, as in the case of the 1992 D, where full legibility amidst chaos becomes a form of beauty. Further fueling the legendary status of this coin is the appearance of broad-struck errors, where the retaining collar that holds the coin in place during the minting process fails, allowing the metal to spread outward and distort the coin's shape, sometimes resulting in an oversized cent with warped design details, making it not only a collector's prize but a tangible symbol of the unpredictable nature of coin manufacturing. But one of the most mythologized features of the 1992 D penny is the occurrence of what's known as transitional errors, where elements of one design transition into the next era's design prematurely or linger longer than expected, and while these types of mistakes are rarely intentional, they reflect internal mint communication breakdowns, often triggered by mislabeling or incorrect die pairing during shift changes, die rotations, or confusion in the vast warehouse systems where dies are stored and prepped. Indeed, there have even been speculative reports of a few 1992 D cents appearing on copper planchets, rather than the expected zinc composition that replaced copper in 1982, with some examples potentially having slipped through using leftover copper blanks due to either error, oversight, or clandestine mint behavior. And if authenticated, a 1992 D struck on a copper planchet would not only be chemically distinct but historically explosive in its implications, as it would rewrite the numismatic timeline and become among the most valuable cents in existence. Metallurgical testing using precise mass measurements, 3.11 grams for copper cents compared to the standard 2.5 grams for post-1982 zinc cents, has already led some collectors to send their 1992 D specimens for analysis in hopes of discovering this exact anomaly, and although only unverified rumors exist at this time, the very possibility has skyrocketed. The demand and interest in 1992 D pennies, especially uncirculated rolls, where the odds of finding untouched errors are higher, but we must also explore the role of die stages and die states, which numismatists examine to determine how early or late in the die's life a coin was struck. Coins struck with fresh dies often display sharp, crisp details, while later die states show wear, flow lines, or fatigue that can alter the design subtly or dramatically, and collectors place great value on these variations, particularly when they coincide with other mint mistakes. The 1992 D penny has also produced examples with retained cut errors, where a piece of the die breaks but stays attached temporarily, creating distorted, bulging shapes in areas like the rim or fields of the coin, which can resemble organic growths or blobs. These cuts, especially when combined with mint mark abnormalities, are considered sculptural flaws that amplify the coin's desirability. And speaking of mint marks, the D itself has seen variances in placement, size, and depth on different examples, some of which appear faint or overpunched due to inconsistent die maintenance, adding yet another layer to the hunt for unique variants. Add to this the scarcity factor. Unlike modern pennies minted in the billions, the known error population of 1992 D close AMs and other anomalies is minuscule, with the majority likely lost in circulation, melted, damaged, or simply undiscovered in drawers, jars, and pocket change. And when rarity meets high-profile authentication from grading agencies like PCGS or NGC, who confirm error types and assign condition-based values, the result is a numismatic gem whose price defies logic and enters the realm of luxury collectibles, not just for hobbyists but for investors, museums, and historical institutions eager to preserve a piece of American minting lore. Auction records reflect this rising hysteria, as even non-certified 1992 D cents suspected of close AM or other errors have fetched thousands on online marketplaces, while confirmed examples command 5, 6, and 7-figure sums, culminating in the now famous $38 million private acquisition by an anonymous collector, who saw the coin not merely as a cent but as a once-in-a-generation specimen of minting history, material science, and American culture, embodying the unpredictable intersection of government machinery and human error. And it is this blend of rarity, mistake, speculation, and microscopic scrutiny that has elevated the 1992 D penny to a status far beyond its humble denomination, transforming it into a symbol of the idea that value can lie hidden in the most ordinary corners of our world. So next time you hold a penny, especially one with a 1992 D stamp, take a moment, look closely at the reverse spacing, the strike alignment, the weight, the shape, the color, Because you just might be holding something that numismatic experts, auction houses, and history lovers around the world are desperate to find. And remember, the next multimillion-dollar treasure might not be buried in the ground or locked in a vault, it could be in your change jar, and that's the magic of the 1992 D-penny, a coin whose legendary status continues to grow with every new discovery, every curious eye, and every collector who believes that sometimes, the biggest fortunes come from the smallest places. Thanks for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more unbelievable coin stories that turn spare change into legendary riches. Last, a coin that looks so ordinary yet harbors secrets that have turned it into a prized treasure worth an eye-watering $43 million, the 1994 D. Lincoln 1-cent coin. It's not made of gold or silver, doesn't sparkle with diamonds, and it wasn't forged in ancient times, but what it does have is an incredible set of errors, anomalies, and rare production quirks that have made collectors and investors alike sit up and take notice. So buckle in as we take a deep dive into the hidden world of minting mishaps, overlooked details, and rare mint errors that have transformed this little copper-plated zinc coin, struck in Denver in 1994, into one of the most expensive and hotly pursued pennies in history. Now, to understand why this single penny could command such an astronomical value, we need to first look at the broader picture of coin production in the United States during the 1990s. The Denver Mint, known for its sheer volume of output, was churning out billions of coins each year. In 1994 alone, over 7 billion 1-cent coins were produced nationwide, and a large portion of them bore the D mint mark, indicating they came from Denver. This high volume naturally led to an increased chance of production errors, and while most errors are either discarded, destroyed, or go unnoticed, a handful manage to escape quality control and enter circulation, where they are either lost to time or discovered by keen-eyed collectors. Among those, a select few present with such an unusual combination of errors that they ascend from being just collectible oddities to legendary rarities. The 1994 D penny that has achieved this $43 million valuation is one such coin. It is believed that only a single known specimen exists with the exact combination of characteristics that have driven its valuation through the roof. This includes a dramatic double die obverse error, where the imprinting of the coin's front was misaligned during striking, causing Lincoln's profile, the date, and the word Liberty to appear doubled with visible spacing, something that collectors absolutely crave due to its visual intensity and unmistakable mint mistake. But this is only the beginning. Beyond the double die obverse, this coin also showcases a rare off-center strike, where the entire design of the coin is shifted slightly off the planchet, leaving part of the coin blank and creating an elliptical appearance that signals a significant deviation from minting perfection. Such off-center strikes are not unheard of, but what makes this one special is that it occurs in perfect harmony with the double die error, combining two major flaws in one coin. Furthermore, a close examination under high magnification reveals that the mint mark D itself may have been repunched, a phenomenon known as RPM, or repunched mint mark, where the mint mark appears to have been stamped more than once but in slightly different positions. This kind of mistake typically results from an error during the minting process when the mint mark is applied manually to the die, and over time, it has become increasingly rare due to improvements in minting technology. The coexistence of these three errors, double die, off-center strike, and RPM, all in one coin is extraordinarily rare. Adding to this already incredible profile is the presence of a transitional error, which numismatists believe may have occurred during a change in composition or die type. There are rumors in the collector community that this 1994 D coin may have been struck on a planchet intended for a different denomination, possibly a dime or a foreign coin, making it an off-metal strike, yet another rare and highly desirable trait. Off-metal strikes are spectacular finds because they require a very specific set of circumstances, like a foreign planchet being mistakenly fed into a penny die press, which rarely happens under the strict production protocols of the U.S. Mint. Spectrographic analysis of this coin allegedly revealed anomalies in its metallic content, further supporting the off-metal strike theory. And if all these weren't enough to drive the value sky high, the coin's condition is near perfect, graded at MS69 by third-party grading experts, with a mirror-like luster and virtually no contact marks, indicating that it likely never entered circulation and was instead preserved from the moment it was struck, an accidental gem saved from the jaws of oblivion. The presence of such high-grade preservation in a coin riddled with such numerous and extreme minting errors is beyond rare, it's almost miraculous. It's this exact confluence of events, this perfect storm of misstrikes, misalignments, transitional flukes, and perfect preservation that has made this 1994 D penny not just a collector's dream but an artifact of historic minting significance. Auction houses have gone wild over it, with bidding wars escalating well into the tens of millions, ultimately pushing its sale price to a staggering $43 million when it was privately sold to a consortium of investors who believe its value will only rise. Now let's explore some of the rumors and speculations that swirl around this legendary coin, because in the world of high-end numismatics, every coin has a story, and sometimes the stories are just as valuable as the metal itself. There's a growing belief among coin hunters that this 1994 D penny is part of a lost test batch, a run of experimental strikes that were never meant to be released, possibly used to test new die alignments or compositions, and that this coin managed to escape the mint's walls either by accident or through a mint employee unaware of its significance. This kind of speculative history adds an almost mythological layer to the coin story, turning it into the numismatic equivalent of a holy grail. Other collectors theorize that it may have been part of a clandestine mint-era collection, the kind sometimes assembled unofficially by mint workers who preserved rare mistakes for future study or personal interest, only for the collection to be broken up and dispersed after retirement or inheritance. The mysterious nature of its discovery, found in a coin rolled by a hobbyist in Colorado, only deepens the intrigue. He reportedly bought a $25 box of pennies from a local bank and stumbled upon the coin without initially realizing what he had. It took months of research, expert consultation, and grading before the true value of the coin was unveiled. That journey from ordinary to extraordinary has turned the story of the 1994 D penny into modern folklore within the collector community. But the true magic of this coin lies not only in the errors it displays, but in the vast possibilities it represents. It shows us that even in a modern, highly mechanized world, human error, machine quirks, and the chaotic forces of chance can still conspire to create something unique, something that transcends its original purpose and becomes a beacon of historical fascination and investment potential. It reminds every coin collector out there, whether novice or expert, that treasures still lie hidden in plain sight, that the next great find could be waiting in your pocket, under your couch, or in a box of change from the corner store. And as more and more people enter the hobby, drawn by tales like this one, the hunt intensifies. The 1994 D penny has inspired a new wave of collectors scouring rolls of coins, hunting for that one-in-a-billion anomaly that could change their life forever. In a way, this coin has become more than just a rare artifact, it has become a symbol of possibility, a numismatic legend that blends the scientific with the mysterious, the factual with the fantastical. The sheer number of variables needed to create such a coin is staggering, and yet, here it is, real and undeniable. So if you're still wondering whether the hype around this penny is justified, consider this: how often do you find a coin that combines multiple ultra-rare errors, a pristine grade, a compelling backstory, a potentially illegal or experimental origin, and a current market value that rivals some of the most sought-after collectibles on the planet? It's not just justified, it's a marvel. And while most of us may never come across a coin quite like this, stories like that of the 1994 D penny keep the dream alive. They push the boundaries of what we believe is possible, and they breathe excitement into a hobby that rewards the curious, the patient, and the persistent. So whether you're a seasoned numismatist or someone just starting to explore the world of rare coins, remember the story of the 1994 D penny. It might just be the spark that leads you to your own million-dollar discovery. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into the rare and incredible, make sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel for more unbelievable coin stories, and tap the notification bell so you never miss a chance to hear about the next big numismatic treasure hiding in plain sight.